I always leave when I wanna stay. I don't wanna give and never get. I don't wanna live with these regrets. So I'll give it a chance. Give it a chance. But if I could fly, babe, I would paint the sky. Oh, I'd give it up, give it up, give it a chance. If I never try, babe, I'd always wonder why. So I'd give it up, give it up, give it a chance. I'm wide awake, but I wanna sleep. Gotta be strong, but I'm feeling weak. I don't wanna walk, I got to run. Got so much to do before I'm done. When I'm lost and alone, when the wolf's at my door, I'll be facing my fears. I can't be scared anymore. So I'll give it a chance. Give it a chance. But if I could fly, babe, I would paint the sky. Oh, I'd give it up, give it up, give it a chance. If I never try, babe, I'd always wonder why. So I'd give it up, give it up, give it a chance. Give it up, give it up, give it a chance. Oh, I'd give it up, give it up, give it a chance. When I'm lost and alone, when the wolf's at my door, I'll be facing my fears. I can't be scared anymore.
If you are enjoying the content and you would love to see more from me, please consider making a generous donation on one of the 3 QR codes in the next slide. Thank you so much.
I would paint the sky. Oh, I give it up, give it a chance. I'm gonna always try, babe. I'll never wonder why. So I give it up, give it up, give it a chance. But if I could fly, babe, I would paint the sky. Give it up, give it up, give it a chance. Give it up, give it up, give it a chance.
Would love to see more from me, please consider making a generous donation on one of the 3 QR codes in the next slide. Thank you so much.
I would paint the sky. Oh, I give it up, give it up, give it a chance. I'm gonna always try, babe. I'll never wonder why. So I give it up, give it up, give it a chance. But if I could fly, babe, I would paint the sky. Oh, I'd give it up, give it up, give it a chance. If I never try, babe, I'd always wonder why. So I'd give it up, give it up, give it a chance. Give it up, give it up, give it a chance. Oh, I'd give it up, give it up, give it a chance. Oh, I'd give it up, give it up, give it a chance. Oh, I'd give it up, give it a chance.
What up, man?
Hey,
Hey, what up, Jeff? JR?
man, just looking forward to you guys coming over
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
because it's every Wednesday.
Yes, it is.
And we got
Jeff,
stuff to do. We
Yes.
do. Let's go.
Jeff, grab the cowbell.
Saddle up. Let's go.
Hey, grab a notebook and a pen. Tune my guitar up and then head over to my friends. It's Wednesday night yet again. Yeah.
Nice job.
I know. You know.
Can you hear me? Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Every Wednesday. Oh my goodness, we made it. We made it through the week. I want to give a special shout out to 3 individuals, my fans, Catherine, Pam, and Jeriel. I'm so happy that you received your merch. And yes, I did write you a very special letter because you deserve it. Because, end of story, you deserve it. You deserve to have a special letter and also some more special merchandise. So, if you all that are tuning in right now would like to try to win some Jocelyn trivia by getting some Jocelyn trivia questions asked, and you answer them. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. My brain's moving slow. But if you'd like to win some Jocelyn trivia, you have the opportunity to do that, and I will give you out free merch. But like I said, y'all three are so amazing, and you genuinely have a really big heart. So thank you for your time and your energy. Absolutely, I'll put my energy back into you if you put it into me. So, with that being said, congratulations to Jeriel for winning the Overcome 2024 contest. You were very vulnerable and very open about what it was that you wanted to overcome. So thank you for doing that. Also, thank you to everybody who reached out to me and made a video and opening up and telling us what it is that you would like to overcome. That is awesome. I got a lot of things I want to overcome, that is for sure, but I will not get to that part just yet. You will see it later. More stories to hear from me when I post to my Patreon that I will be releasing to the public here very shortly. So behind the scenes, y'all really want behind the scenes? Like, I'm just going to give it to you Kardashian style. You know what? Actually better than Kardashian style. You're going to see the deep Jocelyn life. So that will be on Patreon. Stay tuned for that. But yes, every Wednesday we are here. Now, normally I do have JR and Jeff here with me. But given certain circumstances, we all have to adjust and make and adapt to certain situations when they arise. So love Jeff and JR. They're still my great friends. No hard feelings. It's cool. We'll see them here very soon. very, very soon. I'm sure we'll see them next week, actually. Or if not next week, then next week. Because actually, we have the Every Wednesday Volume 2 series to release. So that'll be coming out starting June 26th. And with that, I would like to also let y'all know that Every Wednesday merch will be coming, I believe, the week prior to June 26th, which I can't think of what date that is. But I'm getting a phone call, and it is my mom, and I feel like I really got to answer this.
We'll be right back.
So we will be right back. 1 second, guys. 1 moment. We'll be right back. I'm going to answer this. Yo, Mom, what's up? If you are enjoying the content and you would love to see more from me, please consider making a generous donation on one of the 3 QR codes in the next slide. Thank you so much.
Oh, 3, 2.
All right, y'all. Hello, and sorry about that. We are back. Right now, got some, certain things going on in my life right now that I have to be on call. So y'all know how that is. Just want to make sure that I am attentive to my family at this moment. That being said, Jocelyn Trivia, the question last week was, what was it, JR? JR's not here. Hold on, JR's talking to me in my head. Hold up. What was the song where Jocelyn used a mannequin challenge in? What was the song? Now, my grandma answered that question last week on live, but Grandma knows she ain't supposed to answer the questions that she already knows the answer to. So Grandma already gets great treatment. So we're gonna let somebody else answer that because my grandma has already so many Jocelyn merchandise, so much merchandise that she had to give me let me keep my merchandise at my house now that I have a house now. Anyways, okay, so as you can see, camera got bigger and I got an extra chair and a mic right now. With that being said, I just saw a thumbs up. What's up?
You're good.
We're good. With that being said, we have a special guest tonight, and I am so excited for you to meet this individual. This individual is outstanding, spectacular, and you are about to know everything about her, everything, everywhere, all at once. And you have to know her because she is one of the most important people in my life, and it is just so important that you know who she is. So everybody, drum roll, please. Give it up for Angeline! Woo! What up, Angeline?
Hey.
Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everyone. This is my first time live.
What up?
Woo.
All right, Angeline. First off, thank you so much for coming on here.
Of course.
This is my girl. This
For her. It's been a while now.
It's been a while. So Jeff on our podcast, you know him. He introduced us.
Actually, I introduced myself and you forgot who I was.
Hold on. Backtrack.
Yes.
Jocelyn's in trouble.
Yes. Well, I can't blame you because you see, when you were doing it, you used to busk all the time downtown on Howard.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
On that
I
cross,
wasn't
very center of the old market.
Yeah.
But you were 16 and I was downtown.
You haven't told me this.
I had just graduated.
When did have you told me this story
Yes,
before?
I've told you this story before, but I
I'm a
graduated.
derp.
Yeah, I
I'm a derp.
graduated college and then was in Omaha. Came back to Omaha where I was from, and I'm from Fort Calhoun, but was living in Omaha, and I was downtown, and you were busking, and you were playing Elastic Heart by.
Sia.
And I started harmonizing with you, and it made you go, wait a second.
No way.
So I introduced myself,
That sounds
and
about
we started
right.
talking, and I was like,
I'm
if you're
remembering now.
Yeah, I was like, if I'm just starting in the music scene, but if you're ever interested in lessons, you should give me a call. And you're like, yeah, for sure. And I showed you my Facebook, but I'm sure I was drowning in the amount of people you have friends on Facebook. So that's how we met.
Yeah, that's true. That's
then-
honestly true.
I met Jeff. By coincidence, fate brought us together.
Yay!
I met Jeff, and I told him I was doing lessons. I was trying to get students, and he's like, "I got the perfect person for you."
Oh my gosh, get out.
Yeah, so that's how we. And then, so you tell how you met me.
All right. Well, before we get into how I met Angeline, we have some chats. Shall we read some chats? Will you mind reading it off to us?
Let's
On
see.
your phone?
Go YouTube, I guess.
I wanted to be lazy. All right, I'll do it. I'm checking YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to get that Restream app. Shouts out to Restream. Thanks for hooking it up. And when I say hooking it up, I mean thanks for hooking up my 5 channels that I pay for to be streamed everywhere. One day, maybe it might be free one day. Okay, but before I turn this up all the way, okay. All right, we got Catherine. What up, Catherine? We got San. Yo, San. Thank you. What up, San?
One
Right
of my other
on.
favorite people.
Yes, Catherine. We're gonna get some every Wednesday merch for sure. Pam, I love you too. What up? Hi, Auntie. Is Catherine your niece?
Catherine. Auntie.
I'm a little confused.
Catherine.
Catherine, is that what individuals say?
Let me see.
Do they just say, here, take a look? Cat Cuckoo!
Catcher too? I don't know.
I sneeze every time I say your name.
Happy early birthday. Oh yeah, your birth. When is your
Yeah, my birthday's a Saturday! Woo!
You got any plans? Can I come?
Honestly, probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, probably, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Chinese family reunion. Woo!
Nice.
Yeah.
That's gonna be
Oh
fun.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I
That'll be
love
fun.
family reunions. We have like my dad has 6 kids in his family, and then my mom has 12 kids in their family.
Yeah.
And so when
Say no more. Yeah.
it's like every Christmas is a family reunion. You know,
Yeah.
there's like that many people.
Might as well
but
buy a farm and just like start farming some land and make a lot of money.
We might as well.
Only on the holidays, only on the get-togethers. Just kidding, y'all. No, but with that being said, though, back to how we met.
Yes.
So I remember Jeff. I kept telling Jeff I need vocal lessons, and he one day was like, "Hey, I got you going." So I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then
We met at this tiny little studio.
and actually, I remember where it was at. It was on, because every time we pass it, I always tell Sarah, "Hey, that's where Angeline and I met. Like, that's where I first saw Angeline or whatever." But now it's downtown, and now I'm just like, sorry. But hold on, going back to it though. Right across the street from Millard North.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, right
Yep,
across the
that
street
was
in that
my-
little strip mall.
That was one of my first jobs when I just got out of school.
Yeah,
which
and you
was
went to not Wesleyan,
Doan.
Doan. That's right.
Yeah.
You went to Doan.
It's Doan University now, but
Doan.
when I went, it was Doan College.
Oh yeah, don't, because Doan College doesn't sound that. It sounds like a hot dog on a like a plain hot dog on a.
They
plain
wanted to
bun.
make it more.
Yeah, now
so.
it's like it's like y'all want to go to Doan University? Like,
Yes.
let's go. Man, I
Yes,
don't know
but-
why I'm doing that, but okay. So
But yep, that's where I went to school and got my music and theater degree and started. I knew right away that I wanted to start performing and being a part of the music scene in Omaha and wherever I could get
Yeah.
into the music scene, really.
yeah,
So private lessons was and still is something that I do just to, keep my art life going,
Right.
because I've been doing it consistently now for the last, it's been
we're gonna get
It's
into
been-
that.
it's been 10 years.
No, right? Yeah, right. So here's something so special. So I was in choir growing up, and if any of my choir buddies are watching this, I was always inspired by. There's this one girl. I won't say her name. I don't want to put her information out like that. But there was just so many smart individuals in my choir class. Oh my gosh, it was amazing, and I was just honored to be around such talented people and hardworking people at that. And so when I first walked into your studio, into the lesson, and I think just a few words came out of your mouth, I was like, oh my gosh, she reminds me of my choir, like those choir friends of mine. Or
Well, I'm a choir kid.
Or
That's that's where it all started for me.
yeah, and if
I'm a
y'all know
kid.
choir, being involved in
the
band,
core.
choir, theater in high school,
I was a band geek too.
it's pretty epic. It's like High School Musical on steroids. Okay,
Yeah.
if you really want to know what,
I've actually when I was in school, I had been doing honor choirs from 5th grade all the way up to
exactly.
senior year.
And these mofos can sing. These mofos can sing. So when I met Angeline, I was like, yes, choir nerd, like
Yeah.
and theater nerd, exactly, like 100%. So
I'm your nerd.
I knew right away, like, this is gonna work out. This is gonna work out.
Yeah.
Well, then from there, we started to do more things together.
Yeah, we did. Well, we started meeting weekly,
Yeah.
and then that became me kind of tagging along for different trips and
Right.
projects that you had going on too.
Right.
Early on.
And projects that you got involved in.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that here in a second too, which we also, I'm so
Yeah.
excited right now to have you because, and here's another thing is like, I've always looked up to Angeline since walking into her studio. And like I said, the first words that came out of her mouth, I was like, all right, this is it. This is my, like, I get to hang out with, it was almost as if I took my choir people that I looked up to and we stepped out of school and we got to work.
Yeah, it's it's like you get a different you get a different perspective the more people you have around you that
Yeah.
are from different musical backgrounds and
Yeah.
everything, because you can be, you can be self-taught, you can go to secondary school, you can take private lessons, you can learn off YouTube, but your options are endless, but like the more perspectives that you get on around you, the more
Yeah.
obviously the more you're going to learn. So
Yeah, no, and I mean,
that's one thing that I enjoyed in our relationship as far as when we were, student and teacher,
Yeah.
was that you were always at what can I learn? What can I learn? What can I pick up? Like, that's so satisfying from the teacher's end. So satisfying that you had that drive.
Yeah, thank
Always.
you. Right on.
And you still do. I mean, I'm watching, even as we were setting up for this, I'm watching you do things that I'm like, she learned how to do that by trial and error, and
That's
through,
true, yeah.
through the step, and through hard work and dedication to making this a craft that's fully coming from you. And that, you inspire me too.
I love you. I love you. And what a great relationship to be in.
Yeah.
What a great friendship. I'm getting so excited. I'm like, there's so many questions I want to ask, and also so many things I want to touch on. So one of the very first trips is where I will go, which was it to Chicago?
I think Chicago or Nashville first?
It was. I think it was Chicago and then Nashville.
Yeah, like Chicago was like a prep.
Yeah.
For Nashville.
So Jeff took Angeline and I to
it was your first time in a
another
big
memory
city.
just popped up in my head. We'll have to talk about that. But all right, I gotta contain myself.
We're not talking about I know what
laughing.
you're trying to talk about. We're not talking about that memory.
Come on, all right. Maybe behind the scenes, like on Patreon or something.
Let's just say every hotel.
All right, let's stop there. Let's stop
It's
there.
not-
Don't give it away.
Just because it's cheap doesn't mean you should go.
I don't think. Maybe it was cheap. It was.
It's like mid hotel, but just because it looks clean.
Cool. It's what Jeff could afford. Which is totally good. No.
Yeah.
So
just because a hotel room looks clean when you get to it doesn't mean that it's clean.
check the bed sheets, guys. Check the bed sheets right away. Lay in the bed, make sure everything's good. So our first trip was Chicago, and I tried out for The Voice.
Yeah.
Didn't make it. Whatever. Fine. Totally fine. But it was freezing cold.
Oh my god.
It was
colder
cold in
than-
Chicago.
Can I cuss? No.
Yeah, it's not made
It's
for
colder
kids.
than a well digger's ass out there.
What?
That's a quote from my dad. Colder than a well digger's ass.
Colder than a
Like,
well digger's ass.
Or I could say another one, but no, that's not a good one either.
Alright. Well, then after that, we went to Nashville.
Well, I mean, it's Chicago. You're right off the water. Like we were in, like right on the pier. Like the harp. What is that?
It was cold.
Yeah, the pier.
Yeah.
You may have seen it in the opening where I'm like shaking and Angeline's like trying to make me like get me warm. Did you see that? I
We
put
were,
it in
like,
the
cuddled.
opening. Yeah, I put it in the opening because I thought that was a special moment.
Yeah.
It was 20 below.
It was 20 below. Yeah, that's not.
Was that
fun.
including wind chill?
Oh yeah, don't forget the windshield. Wait, how do you say it? Windshield?
Wind chill.
Wind chill.
Yes. But yeah, it was cold, but like I really enjoyed that experience. Like
Yeah.
I think I get people asking me all the time. I was like, have you ever tried out for The Voice? Have you ever done American Idol? I'm
Yeah.
like, no, because it's a different breed. It's a different breed of auditions. Like
Yeah?
it's kind of like cattle. It's kind of like cattle call auditions, and you never know like if you're gonna be one of the lucky ones,
Mm.
But. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't. I think how it went was there was 10 people in the room.
Yeah.
And at the end, after we all got done singing, he goes, none of you are moving forward.
Yeah. And
He
then that
he
was-
said it nicer than that, but that's pretty much how it was. He's like, no, sorry. Like,
Yeah.
it was almost like it was their job to just,
Do the sorting. Yeah.
yeah, and just say, hey, thanks, for like, what do they call it? Promoting. Like, for promotional purposes only.
Yeah.
Get people to go out there, drive all the way out there, travel. It's all great stuff though. Can't bag on it too much.
Yeah.
Well, then we went to Nashville.
Yes.
And we had a great time.
Yeah.
We were there for a long time, I feel
We went
like.
a couple days. We went shopping.
We did so much. We did so much that
We
day.
went and met some really interesting people.
Oh yeah, we played at the Blue Barn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played at Bluebird Cafe.
Yeah, Bluebird. That's right.
Yeah,
Why
we
do I call it the
did.
Blue Barn?
We did one of your songs. I believe it was "Unchain Me."
Okay.
I think we did a version of "Unchain Me,"
Okay.
which you released on this.
Yeah.
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 We did.
Finally.
Finally. God,
Finally.
it's not like we've been waiting forever. For
Oh
that
well,
song.
audio recordings, will be coming soon. Actually, the whole production. But yeah, well then we.
We went to, let's see, what all did we do? We met
What was that really
someone who
nice building?
We met someone who was in Motown
No way.
in a parking garage. I remember that. Who was that?
Larry Cox.
Larry Cox.
Larry Cox.
And what do you remember what he said about Ed Sheeran?
He hated it.
And
Jocelyn's like,
I love Ed Sheeran. What the
don't you talk on my man.
It was funny because I had performed Unchain Me to him.
Yeah.
And he was like, he had said, your music's gonna do good. It's not pretentious like that redheaded looking troll guy. And I was like, wait, who are you talking about, fool? Like, what you mean? And I was like, Ed Sheeran? He's like, yeah, Ed Sheeran. I was like, that's my guy. You missing on him, bro. What? He's the reason why
I'm surprised you don't have an Ed Sheeran tattoo, honestly. Or do you?
No.
You should.
I'll never do that. I'll let Ed Sheeran tattoo me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. He could tattoo his signature on my butt. Just kidding. I won't do that. I won't.
Those hurt. Don't get butt tats.
What you trying to say, Angeline? What you gonna show us? Just kidding.
I'm saying those hurt. Don't get them.
Okay. And then so we had met Larry Cox. I know we did something else, which the Bluebird Cafe.
Yes, and then
we met somebody. We met two different individuals there. Mm-hmm. We met a guy named Red Anderson and another guy who was on American Idol.
Yeah.
But then we went to we went to ASCAP. We went to ASCAP Studios, right? Or like writers.
It's like a writer. Yeah, it's like a writing studio.
Yeah.
Where you can rent out their rooms.
Yeah.
For blocks of time to do writing.
Yeah.
And we rented out a room. And it was a really slow session at the very beginning. Like at first, it was like it was me, you, and Jeff just kind of standing in the room.
Yeah.
For a little while.
Yeah.
And like
there was like
I remember it, like you were sitting against the window, and you were just quietly strumming while we're kind of just relaxing, because it had been kind of like a long. It was like in the middle of the trip. We'd gone on this long drive. We'd had all these fun things we were doing. It was kind of nice, relaxing moment.
Yeah.
And I hadn't taken a moment really to take a breath either on that trip yet. And I had so much going on at home. Like,
yeah.
In my relationship at the time.
Yeah.
Like, who I'm married to now, but like early on, like we had some stuff.
Yeah.
And that was like me going through like hashing up old patterns that I couldn't break, and I realized it was like, okay, it's either I break this pattern of me or I break the relationship.
And this is where we're going into leading up to a song that Angeline released.
Yeah.
It is called Losing Time.
Yeah.
Angeline K, go check it out on iTunes, Spotify. Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
On YouTube. I will make sure to put a link in the description when we're done live streaming.
Well, mention some of the other songs too.
Yeah. So that was the start, really.
But let's go back to that room though.
Yeah, that was...
Because that session was so special.
Yeah.
And I remember you opening up your heart to me and Jeff.
By the end of it, I was just like it was like a therapy. I hadn't really been to therapy before, but like at that moment, like it was like a therapy session getting in that room. Like I had finally stopped and paused and had a moment to think. And I have these moments, like when I write songs, it's like I have these moments that come where it's like I stop, and then the semi-truck that is my thoughts and feelings comes slamming into me, and all of a sudden, like, I have nothing else I can do but just, like,
yeah,
I have to sing it, like, I have to perform it, like, I have to get it out musically.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, I don't know any other way that I can, like, express the words and the feelings at the same time and make myself feel like I'm moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, so I get these big pushes of, like, when I write songs, I like write big chunks of songs in like minutes. Like that's usually how I write. But so you were just sitting in the corner strumming, and I had my notebook out that I'd been kind of journaling. I've had like several notebooks and journals throughout my life, but I had this one, it was yellow. And I'd been filling in like what we'd been doing on the trip. And then I started like writing in, as you were playing, I was like, something came to me of like, I finally lost you last night. Say anything to you to make it right. And then it just kind of started free flowing from there.
Yeah.
And it's not what Jeff has. He's got a recording of us doing like the first time I did it.
Yeah, I actually
like-
have it. I actually have it here on my computer in my hard drive.
Yeah, but all the melodies from that first time
Yeah,
in that studio
that all
are
came
the
from
same.
you. Yeah, and it
They're all
came,
the same.
It all came from
It
it.
never changed.
All the melody came flowing out of you that day.
Yeah, I got.
I
the
just sat there and
chorus.
played guitar and listened to her story.
Yeah.
This is literally all
And
I did.
it's a 4-chord song basically,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
or however many
Or
chords,
something.
but it's the same riff.
It is
over
a
and
different
over again.
tuning. Yeah. Yes.
But like
But I do
with
have
a little change.
I
but-
do have to say something that really stuck out to me within your own story that you were telling us, and then also writing in the same process was you admitted to making a mistake. You okay, I made this mistake, and then I had two more choices, and then I made the other choice that was actually bad for me, and then it was almost like you were mapping out, at least how I imagined it in my head, you were mapping out all these different pathways that you could have taken, and then every time that you made a choice, you kept making the one that never suited you within that conversation that we had there. And that stood out to me because then I listened to how you finished that song as you wrapped it around to losing time. You realize, like, I'm just losing time. And I thought, to me, that was a pivotal moment because it helped me make sense of the world a little bit better and how I can solve my own problems if I am just honest with myself.
Yeah.
But that was, that was still ever evolving through the years.
And the song evolved after that.
We were so young. I think you were 22.
Yeah.
You were 22.
23.
I don't know how old I was. I could have been
16, 17.
17 at
Yeah.
that time. So that was a great moment for me to have.
Yeah.
And I was also in a relationship at that time too. So just big sister moment for sure.
Yeah.
And learning a lesson.
Yeah, and that song, I really have just over the time that I worked on it and wrote it, just kept falling more and more in love with that song.
Yeah,
Like, that's why
I
it's-
love it.
And
I
that's
love
why
that
it's
song.
the single on the EP.
Yeah. Yes. No. And folks are gonna have to go check that out.
Yes.
I almost want to play a little bit for them, but I don't know if I don't know. Can you sing?
Okay. So the chorus is, and I'm so damn tired of making time for mistakes, but no time for you, and I'm so damn tired just losing time. And it's like this.
Do I have the strength
To change everything I don't like about me, give you a reason why you should stay. But yeah, it's like
I love that song.
that's kind of the core
Yeah.
of it. And
Y'all go
it's-
check that song out. Go
Yeah,
check
it's a
Angeline
banger.
K, Losing Time. It's so special. And
Yes.
that's for anybody out there who feels like they have wasted so much time not investing in themselves and the people that love them. I mean, that song, if you want to talk about self-realization and
Yeah.
a pivotal moment within your own life, go listen to that song. I'll tell you right now, you will be a changed individual the next day.
Yeah, and we did that in one take. That's a one take. That's
Oh, yeah, the
one
recording.
the recording
Yeah.
that's out there.
Yeah.
The single that's out there. That's one take. Was our second take
Yeah.
last year. Actually, yesterday. It was last year.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, get out.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that you kept track of that.
What
That's
a
so
difference
special.
a day makes. Oh my
And then
God.
how many other songs do you have on the EP?
On the EP, there are 5 songs, including that song.
Okay, and then what are those names?
The first one, actually, I have not released the song names even to the people who have the songs right now. So I've done a private release where I've been giving out personally CDs and like drop files of the songs. And if you're one of those lucky people who got it now, you know what songs I'm talking about, and if you've been listening, you'll be like, oh yes, that's what that's called now. So I'm going to satisfy that itch that you've had since you've had the CD of not knowing what these songs are called. The first one is Broken Down, and it's a broken loop that I made. It's a piano loop that's not in time. And over top of that, I sang, did like different layerings and stuff like that as far as the composition of the piece. But, and then it's Broken Down, Every Time, which is like, which I think I'm gonna do as, I'll just be open about it, I think I'm gonna do as the next single
Okay.
off of the EP.
Okay.
I'm basically gonna, there's a lot.
Next one?
So there's Every Time, and then Someday, and then When I Call, and then Losing Time. Yeah. But
And what's When I Call about?
When I Call is about kind of reflection. I wrote it in 2020. And it was a year. Like I had my first child, and I hadn't written or performed, and I was very sick that whole pregnancy and everything, and there were a lot of things that were challenging me, and I had been about 4 or 5 years into like my real, what I call my mental health journey.
Yeah.
As far as, bettering my situation.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah.
And so it's a song kind of about, it goes, could I avoid trying to pretend that I'm okay when I am not instead?
Mm-hmm.
Please answer me when I call. And it's about being in that moment of, well, it changes all the time really what it's about.
Yeah.
As songs do sometimes as you perform them. But just about realization of things are hard right now, but that's okay. They can be hard.
Yeah.
Because I can keep going on, because I have people I can turn to.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it's kind of like a cry. It has like a little bit of desperation in it.
Yeah, no, and you know what? No.
But it
was
it almost
important.
needs it.
Yeah.
Because in that moment I was desperate.
Yeah, and you did feel that way.
Yeah.
And we had talked about that too.
Yeah.
On a personal level.
Yeah.
We had that discussion, and I'm so happy we had that discussion too, because that was so necessary for our relationship.
Yeah. And I feel like you and I have gone like similarly, like we're a little bit apart in age, but like what I do feel like for the first time, like I'm the youngest in my family, so I don't really get those big sister moments that often.
Hey, that's right.
But I do get them often with you.
Yeah.
Like, and
I agree.
Like, I feel like I've been able to be there for you because of the experiences that I've had.
Yeah.
And now that I'm getting, now that you're getting a little older and everything too, and like you've had some experiences.
I call you, girl.
but you give it right back too.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
in those moments, like you've been.
We hold each other accountable.
Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I'll always push you to be, like, I know I'll always feel comfortable pushing you to be your best. And you do the same.
And speaking of that too, actually just now, there was one of the greatest moments with Angeline when we first started out was Jeff took Angeline and I to Guitar Center.
Yeah.
And I sang Erase Me, the song that is out now on Volume 1. And I sang it to her, and she said, I didn't feel anything. Sing it again. And actually, I think I started playing it. After a while, I started to play it, and you'd stop me and be like, nope, start again.
Over again?
And then I'd just play it, nope, start over again.
Please start over again.
And maybe this happened maybe like 7 times, maybe, and then I started to cry.
Yeah.
And Angeline, being a theater nerd, I consider her a theater expert. How about that?
I was definitely using some what is it called? Stanislavski method on you.
There you go, Miss Baker. There you go, Miss Baker. If you're watching, I got some of that theater she knows I was a terrible actor in high school. She did not sign me for any parts. I was a bit too dramatic, but though, so when we had that moment, Angeline really helped me connect to what it was that I was actually feeling.
Well, because I think what something both of you and I level on is that, like, you know, like we submerge ourselves in being quote unquote vulnerable.
Yeah.
But really, it's a mask for diving deeper into what's really bothering us.
Yeah.
When we're upset or when we're feeling things. Like,
you're gonna have to say that again.
I feel like when as artists sometimes, like, we have that craving for vulnerability. Dive into it, like, and you put yourself there often because you're like, oh, it feels so good to be out here because I can really feel. But, like, there's a different layer to it that, like, you were almost hiding.
Yeah.
Behind these songs. Like, you'd be like, I'm singing it, so obviously I'm feeling it. Like,
yeah.
I'm performing it. I'm obviously feeling it. I can do
Exactly.
it. But, like, there was another layer there.
Yeah.
That there was a veil that needed to be, like, put down for a second. So that's why, like, I had you do the repeats. Because you could dive a little bit deeper into how you were really feeling with that song. And so you could then turn it around and portray it.
And what I found out working with you was that I think I remember you saying, go back to the very first time. You said, go back to the very first moment you found out that you were being cheated on. You were like replayed in your head all over again. And that's when I started to cry. And then I tried singing, and I was crying and singing. And I get done. And she goes,
but it was
this was, I can't reenact it right now, but she was like, I felt bad. Like, she was getting all choked up herself. And I think we just cried. I think Jeff was crying too. I think it was like, it was a breakthrough moment.
Yeah. And I think it was a moment where you could just, you know, like, be okay with being real on stage.
Yeah.
Like, that's a hard thing to do. And it's sometimes it's not the safest thing to do for yourself, like, as a performer.
Yeah, no, I cried. I remember one gig after that, like, after the whole situation happened, I couldn't even perform. I remember Edam's Home Music. We were at an open mic or something like that, and I'm trying to play up on stage, and I couldn't even play. I just started crying. I had to go home. I was crying.
Yeah.
I felt so bad.
I mean, and there's a purpose to it. I'm not just not doing this just to torture you.
No, absolutely not.
And make you cry every time you sing.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
But, like, it's a way of, if you, like, you can break apart how you're practicing and how you're performing it. Like, if you, like, I like to go, like, if you're going to perform at 100%, right, you want to practice at, like, 110, 125. Like, if you're, like, go cry your eyes out in rehearsal, feel it. Go, you know, scream a little bit too loud in rehearsal and and practice and lessons and feel it. So that when you go on stage, like, it's just second nature to you to come back to that, and you can contain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I at that time, it was so new to me, I couldn't control it.
Yeah.
No, but...
And I gotta sing for a wedding at the end of the month that I'm like, am I gonna be able to contain it? I gotta go back to the practice room and do this for myself.
Yeah, no, absolutely do. I'm curious, what are you singing?
I can't say. It's a surprise.
Okay. I can't say it.
She's gonna watch this and it's a surprise.
It's a surprise. All right. Well, then, with that being said as well, just so y'all know, Angeline, you are still giving out lessons?
Yes, I will.
Selectively. Depending on situation.
Yes, I do. Like I said, I work 6 days a week now. You know, I'm living that mom life too. And
you know, by the way, she's a killer mom. She's a rock star, and her child is a literal rock star.
Lars.
Oh my gosh! We have a rock star on our hands.
He's gonna be
seriously.
He's gonna be so amazing.
He comes to my house.
He is amazing.
I gotta say this. He comes to my house. He walks in all my rooms, and he goes, where's your toy room? I'm odd for not having a toy. I was like, Lars, no, come on, man. Like, I got some paints downstairs. Like, and I tried setting stuff up for him. He's like,
It's not a toy room.
Yeah, this is not a Twitter. I'm like, yeah, I'm dead, dude. All right, well, with that being said, I know we have done it differently today. We have done an episode of Every Wednesday differently because I had to bring you on, Angeline. You are so special, so unique, and my goodness, I'm so honored and just grateful to have you in my life. You have been such a pleasure, and I mean, you signed my you signed my marriage document.
I did. I signed your marriage license.
That's how much I love you. But seriously, I mean, talk about having a wonderful friend.
Same.
Honestly, yeah.
Same.
All right, let's let's not get too ooey gooey. But so yeah, vocal lessons, y'all, right
Yes.
here. Reach out.
It's kind of on a case-to-case basis.
Yeah, and have an
I
opportunity.
do have a wonderful student right now. He's doing great. He works really hard.
I wonder who it is.
He knows who he is.
Well,
Just in case he doesn't want his name all over.
yeah.
Just in case.
I got you. All good. Well, thank you for your time, for your energy, and for
Yeah.
coming over, and for sharing a bit of your story with songwriting, with Losing Time. Be sure to go check that out, everybody.
And the EP is coming.
EP is coming.
It will
Okay.
be released by the end of the year. I'm hoping for a birthday bash release
Ah.
party kind of thing.
Yeah, let's go.
On my birthday.
Okay.
That'd be December 5th.
All right, let's go.
So that's the goal.
All right.
That's the goal.
All right, birthday bash.
Birthday bash
All
for
right.
a release party.
That means I'm gonna be partying in
Yeah.
December. That's where you'll find me. Angeline's party.
You don't party no more.
I don't get out as much, she knows. It's like, but you know I'm coming to your party though. You know I have to.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody, let's look at the chat. Do we need to check the chat? We good on the chat? I haven't checked the chat in a minute. It should be already on the computer.
No.
You just click chat. You see chat?
Yeah.
You see the chat.
We gotta wrap it up. So.
We gotta wrap it up. All right, everybody.
All right.
Thank you so much for tuning in for an episode of Every Wednesday with our special guest, Angeline K. Make
Thank
sure to
you,
go
everyone.
download her music.
Angeline K.
Yep.
K-A-Y.
Go check out Losing Time. And also, if you so kindly would, share her music. Please.
Yes,
Please. Tune in next Wednesday for another episode of Every Wednesday with your hosts, Jocelyn, JR, and Jeff, who are not here today, but they'll be back next week, hopefully. I'll let y'all know. Cool. Thank you so much for your time, for your energy, and be sure to be on the lookout for more. Peace out.
There's nothing
Peace
left to
out.
say.